Hi everyone. Today's topic is authentication and key agreement in 802.11. So which is a very important protocol. You will be having one important question on this. So the 802.11 wireless LAN, the protocol is 802.11i, which uses IEEE 802.11x protocol, which supports an authentication at link layer. So here mainly three entities are involved. One is cards, what is we call it as station in wireless LAN as supplicant, and AP as authenticator, and the authentication server, right? So different authentication mechanisms and message types are defined by this extensible authentication protocol. Here the important protocol we discuss is this one, extensible authentication protocol. It uses authentication mechanism and different message types, which is a standard given by IETF. Okay, so which is not an authentication, it is a framework on which various authentication protocols can be supported. So EAP exchanges are mostly comprised of request and response, that is extensible authentication protocol. For example, one party requests the ID of another party and later responds with the ID, means username, email address, etc. Also defines messages may contain challenge and responses used in authentication protocol. And AP broadcast security capabilities like beacon frame and probe response frames. Similarly, station uses associate request and response frame. So how exactly authentication takes place is with AP, right? This is 802.11i. So the generic authentication messages in IEEE 802.11 is shown in figure. It is very simple. See how we studied like station to AP, how exactly it takes place with this authentication server. That authentication server we call it as here radius server. That is already we know remote authentication dial in user service, means it is a client server protocol used for authentication, authorization and accounting. See, you may get this question to explain authentication in 802.11i. Very simple. See, there is a station, access point and authentication server called radius. So it is involving its own form of message formats, request and response. That is the only important thing. Clear? Means it involves request, responses and own message format. Access point will send a identity request and station will send a response, right? Identity request, as already told, it may ask you to enter name and email address. Then similarly the same request will also send to the authentication server and access challenge. So challenge will be given by authentication server, means access point is asking for a request, then it has to prove the challenge. That then it is also giving authentication. Once identity is received, it will send authentication request and it will. So already we know it is a framework on which any number of protocols can be used. It will receive response, then it will give access request to the particular server and it will get accepted, then it is success. That is we call it as EAP, extensible authentication protocol. And all these are EAPOL, means EAP over LANs. Those are authentication and master session key exchange. So here we'll see the different keys that are derived in case of authentication. That is another part, key hierarchy. Before that we'll see main authentication methods supported. So I told EAP is a framework on which many authentication methods or protocols are there. There are mainly 4. So all these are used with EAP. So you are studied MDS, that is message digest file, then TLS, TTLS, PEAP. So all these are used here. See here MD5 is a message authentication hash algorithm. So where most basic EAP authentication method, authentication server challenges station to transmit MD5 hash of user password. So it is server is keeping a challenge, then station has to prove with a hash of this password. It is not secure. Anyone can eavesdrop this password. That is a drawback. In second method, EAP-TLS, already last we discussed TLS security protocol, which is mutual authentication agreement using a master session key. It also required AP as well as station to have digital certificate. So we studied certificate. So there may be a problem with this certificate, so which is also not feasible. Then EAP TTLS. TT is tunnel TLS. Tunnel is nothing but some channel we are creating separately for communication. So that is what AP authenticates itself to the station. Both sides it construct a secure channel. So over this secure channel they are communicating through attribute value pairs. Attribute value means like username, what is a username, password, what is a password. So that is one kind of method called as EAP TTLS. And one more is called protected EAP, that is called as PEAP. This was proposed by Microsoft, Cisco and RSA Security. So very similar to TTLS, secure channel, so on which EAP exchange authentication itself to the server, which is enhanced security compared to all the previous. Okay, so that these are different authentication methods on this top of the framework called as EAP. EAP is an extensible authentication protocol. This is one 6 to 8 marks question you can expect. And similarly you have one more question, that is called as what is called this key hierarchy. It is also very simple. You should understand the diagram, then you can explain easily what is this key hierarchy. First you understand there are two types of keys used in wireless LAN. What are those two keys is, first pairwise keys used to protect traffic between station and access point, and from second type of key is the group key, that is to protect broadcast and multicast traffic from AP to multiple station. That is first set of keys from station to AP and the other type of set of keys from AP to other station. This key hierarchy is also called as IEEE 802.11i keys. What is a root key? The root key here is called as pairwise master key. See the diagram here. The root key is this one, pairwise master key. So this pairwise master key is called as root key, which is obtained in one of two ways. What are those one of two ways? It is either through MSK, master session key, or it is through the another one is called as PSK, that is pre-shared key. It is obtained through, that is what it is divided, or so it is obtained through any of these two, either master session key or pre-shared key. So how it is obtained, you see, right? It is obtained either any of two these methods, master session key or pairwise, or it can be through pre-shared key through PSK, right? Then alternative is computing fresh PMK from each session, that is pre-shared key, or through this pre-master session key. Through any of these method it is created. Then from this PMK one more key is derived. See here, PTK. From PMK the key is derived, PTK, which is 384 bit, right? PTK. From PMK 256 bit PTK is derived. How PTK is derived? See, this is a procedure. 250 PMK is used to derive this key. So which is how it is derived? Through pseudo random function. What is this pseudo random function? Is nonce of AP, nonce of station with MAC address of AP and MAC address of station of the PMK, through which PTK is derived. And among these 384 it is divided into again 3 chunks of each 128 bit. Those 3 are called as temporary key. That's what it is split into 3 keys: temporary key, then key confirmation key, and key encryption key. So what are these? keys. So why these keys are used? See here, temporary key is used for both encryption and integrity protection of data between access point and station. Similarly, key confirmation key is also used for integrity protection. It is supported by MAC, computed as a function of message and associate request frame. And one more is key encryption key, used to encrypt message containing the group key. Clear? So this is also you can expect a question, key hierarchy of 802.11, and based on this we have a simple one four-way handshake protocol. What is this four-way handshake protocol? Is the main goal is to derive this PTK from PMK. That is what I said, to derive PTK from PMK and to verify cipher suits communicated in beacon and associate request frames, and communicate the group keys from AP to the station. That's what we have, two types of keys, right? That is from station to AP and AP to the station. So those two keys, deriving the keys, and this verifying the cipher suit. For that we have 4 messages exchange, so we call it as four-way handshake message mechanism. So we'll see what are these messages, 4 messages exchange, that is presented in the diagram. So just you remember diagram, easily you can explain. It is between station and AP, right? So the first message is station is sending some nonce. So it is selecting some random number represented as NA, that is sent to station. Then what the station will do, it will also select one random number called as NS with cipher suit and MIC. What is this MIC? See, MIC is message. MIC is nothing but message integrity check, right? Before that, station is choosing random number and PTK is derived through, already we know, through pseudo random function it will generate the key and 3 keys from that PTK, right? So and it will select the cipher site that will be sent in second message. Then message 3 is message, once the message received by access point, it computes PTK with the same expression, above expression, and verifies integrity source of message to using KCK, and contains group transient key, so that will be sent to broadcast and multicast. So message 4 is acknowledgement from station that the previous message is received. That's what, see, second message sent by station, that is nonce generated by station, cipher suit and message integrity check. After generating those keys, then the message 3 will be sent. Using those keys, it will generate a group keys, that is what, 2 set of keys, cipher suit and MIC will be encrypted using KEK, and in response it will be sending OK with MIC. This is the four-way handshake in 802.11i, right? So still now whatever we discuss, all these 3 are important. You may get this four-way handshake mechanism with key hierarchy or the authentication protocol, 802.11i authentication, right? So all these 3 are important. You have a simple diagram. Based on this diagram, you can write the explanation. Okay. Thank you.